about it, and they do take advice from galleries before buying. They do ask many questions before buying about the paperwork, about the canvas. And I think now everyone should make it a yearly regime to look at your art, own art, look behind, take out the painting from your wall, clean everything, be very sure of maintaining your art, and if it's the required restoration, immediately one should look at it and not neglect it.
True, maintenance is a significant part of owning an artwork. That comes out in this discussion, but stay with us, there's yet another segment on this episode.
Welcome back. Still with this episode on Artwise, where we're looking at you, the buyer, and the issues that you have to contend with when you look at entering the world of art. Ajay, this issue of fakes, authenticity, how serious is it? Has it reduced over a period of time or only increased?
Yeah,
perhaps?
I think the buyers are now getting more diligent, but this still is an issue. I mean, last year we saw that entire show in the Delhi gallery of S.H. Raza, the eminent artist, was entirely fake. I would suggest that, like Copal always suggests, we give a guidance. I think apart from general documentation and the paperwork, there are 6-7 things which a buyer should look at it. Most of the people, they insist that let's have an authenticity certificate. Now, even authenticity certificate could be fake, right? If the signature on the painting are fake. Now, the documents which a buyer should look at is the whole chain from where the painting has been moving, who were the last, the entire chain. It's called provenance.
Yeah.
Number 2, ask for the documentation of payments and invoices of the previous transactions also. That is what, we do advise. Third is ask for wherever the artists are living. Insist for the artist authentication also. I mean, the idea is to get as many documents you could. I mean, one could fudge 1, 2, 3, and always insist for payment receipts. Do not do any cash transactions, which people do. When you buy, ask for an invoice. Now, sometimes people feel I've got an authenticity certificate and I've got the painting, so I'm secure. No, the title is not clearer. So you have to have a purchase invoice, the payment receipt, authentication from the seller, all previous authentications, and provenance and payments receipt. I mean, then you are fully protected. And I think we have to be very careful that if we have even 1% of a doubt, we should not try to sell that painting. It has happened with Copal once. We got one fake painting by mistake. The moment we came to know about it, we destroyed that painting immediately, and we never sold that.
Right. Amrish, when you got into buying art a few years ago, how has your experience been in paperwork?
See, basically the way you should look at it is just the way you used to look at possibly stock markets 20 years back.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you had to choose your stockbroker with a lot of care, just to ensure that he is advising you right, and whatever you're buying from, at that point of time we had physical paper, just to ensure that what you get is not fake. So similarly, as far as Copal is concerned, I mean, I have been tracking them for about 2 to 3 years before I actually bought my first piece of art.
Okay.
So I did my homework well, just to ensure that everything is in place. And then when I bought, I think I bought around 9-10 months back, and all the paperwork was done by Copal, and I was quite satisfied with that.
Right.
Kalpana, what's your own sense? In galleries these days, do you find more curious yet skeptical investors, or is the repeat crowd just the suave collectors who've just been adding to their portfolio and collections over the years? What's the kind of divide that you see right now? Is there apprehension or skepticism in the fraternity out there?
Well, in fact, I see many more young collectors coming in, becoming collector, buying first work of art and then becoming a collector. I see many more new people coming in the gallery, and I mean, I really appreciate such TV shows which brings serious awareness, where so many issues are handled, and gallery should also have the responsibility of facing all the issues. Luckily in Tao, in 11 years, we have never made a mistake, but I was very conscious about it. Before touching any work of master's art where I didn't have the proper paper. I didn't let go of their work. I mean, one has to be very careful and responsible in this art world, because money is important for, and we have to put ourselves in other people's shoes, that how a person would feel once he comes to know that this is a fake painting. So it's a serious issue, and I think we all are handling it more carefully now.
On that note, we'll have to wrap the show. Indeed, it has been an interesting discussion.
It has. I think there are challenges, but there are ways out of it, I guess. Many thanks to all our guests for taking time out and joining in on this episode. And as always, on behalf of our entire team, Seher and myself, thanks so much for watching.
Thanks.
Brought to you by Copal, the world's biggest delivery-linked art fund. A Bloomberg UTV Pulse initiative.